the electrician to check out the generator part, but it was their water and sewer authority backup generator. This is the plan when I get one of my goals, maybe later on this year. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Salty Country. Real quick, I got an update on the excavator. They finally got the parts in yesterday and repaired it. Gonna run it through the wash bay, get it all cleaned up, and do a QC inspection on it. And I should be able to pick it up on Monday. All right, got some exciting news here on the farm. Picked this up this week um, from an auction, and a lot of you may say, "Well, what in the world you need that for?" Well, um, I've got a electrician buddy that's going to come by and take a look at it and make sure it's going to uh, suffice for the needs that I would like to use it for. The goal is, in the event of storms or something like that, power loss in the winter, um, we can fire this up and it'll run our house and my son's house. So, really excited. Hope this thing is the right setup, or we can configure it how we want to. We're probably going to build like a little power shed. I'm thinking. My thought is to, once we determine where we want this, build a privacy fence around this itself, and maybe a little 6x6 or so block building, so I can mount the distribution panels and transfer switches and that kind of stuff. It's going to require a little bit of work on our side. Um, my thought was with the excavator, dig it in, and I have to dig up the world getting over here to the house. I may go overhead and run it down the kind of the same route. We'll just have to see what's the best. If I can get to that pole right there, that'd probably be the least amount of ditch if I have to dig to the house at that point. But yeah, this thing is a 1972 Cato. And you may say, well, why in the world would you want to go with something that old? I wanted something pre-electronics, and also um, this thing's got 327 original hours on it. So I got to go through and clean it up. I got to get a battery for it. I got to check all the fluids, get the electrician to check out the generator part. But I reached out to Cato. They're still in business. I think they're in Minnesota or somewhere, but they're all over the world. I'd never heard of them, but reached out to them to try to get the schematics and diagrams for this specific machine. Um, I did some more research and found out that if it was prior to serial number 70,000, which this was like 68,000 something, that may take some extra work on their side to get what I need. But yeah, we'll take a look at this in a minute. I'm really excited. This thing's got a 600, I think it's either 636 cubic inch or 638 cubic inch Caterpillar 3160 motor. The thing still looks like new. Um, I don't know what this thing weighs. It's about a 2 hour trip for me to go get it. I'll tell you something, it's heavy. Um, it felt more heavy than me with the 24-foot trailer and the excavator. Now, some of that may be due to I got brakes, trailer brakes on that. I think this has trailer brakes, but it didn't have the right plug I'm gonna have to convert the plug on this, but I don't really know if I'm gonna do that because I don't plan on moving it again. Um, Once we get it kind of permanently staged here on the farm, that should be its home, and then it's just a matter of firing it up every month and let it run for a little bit. Also, I don't know what the fuel capacity is on this thing, but from somewhere right in here down the entire length of the trailer is a fuel tank. So it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 250 to 500 gallons. I'm just guessing, but yeah, it'll hold a lot of fuel. Um, I'm not an electrician. I hate electricity. I worked in construction for years. My motto when it comes to electricity is I don't like anything that I can't see. Um, so uh, electricity will bite you before you know what happens if you're not careful, and it can kill you. So um, I want to be smart when we deal with this. Get everything checked out because um, I just want it to function properly and not halfway do anything. So stick around, and we're going to take a look at this thing, and y'all let me know what you think about it. All right, I've got the two panels open on the left side of this thing. It's a pretty impressive setup. All right, we're going to ease in here. Here's the 3160 Caterpillar, massive engine. Looks great. Here's the generator portion. I'm not really sure what this wheel is for. It's for some type of wiring, but I'm not sure exactly what it was used for. Hopefully, I'll get the um, schematics from Cato Industry. I think it's what the name of the company is now. All right, so here's the panel. We'll go back around to the back, but this panel here goes on the back where the um, kind of the start control panel's at, and yeah, let's. All right, so got those open. All right, the panel that we just looked at, it goes here, and it covers up all this electrical. This right here is where it can bite you and kill you if you get into that. So that panel covers it up. The one thing that's promising that I liked about this, and when I purchased it, it said low voltage. So I did briefly look on the electrical motor inside, and it said that it would do 480, 220. It'll do three phase, 277, 120, 220, all that stuff. So I think you just got to set it up properly. But yeah, see, it says low voltage top. So I think it'll do low voltage and high voltage. Just depends on how you set it up. At least that's what I'm hoping. If not, if it's if it's not going to do what I need to do, I may check and see if I can do a transformer and step down the power. I don't know that, but it's a possibility. So um, we'll just wait and see once the electrician takes a look at it. All right, let's walk on around. This was owned by a city here in Georgia. It was their water and sewer authority backup generator. So I assumed it was for them to run the pumps for water or the pumps for some kind of sewers stuff in the event they had a massive failure. But controls for the engine are up top there. Um, other than the sticker being kind of off that valve cover right there, that's the only thing that I've seen engine wise that's not pretty much flawless. But I'm gonna check everything out good. Uh, yeah, here's the fuel tank. So this entire bottom, and you can put fuel in at two different locations. So it's kind of convenient. You can do it from either side. Heavy duty jack. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure some of you folks that watch are electricians, and you may give me some helpful insight if this will work for my needs. But yeah, this thing for sure will not be quiet when it fires up, which I'm not really worried about that. Uh, the main thing is if we need power, that we have a source to get it. So I'll have to lean on my electrician buddies to guide me in the right direction. I'll probably have an electrician put the transfer switches and panels and all that stuff and wire this thing final once we get to that point. But this is going to be something down the road. If it'll do what I want it to do, then I'm going to try to figure out where I want it, get it in position. Then I'll probably put in a pad so that I can build a little 6x6 block room for my electrical panels. But yeah, we're excited. Um, hopefully, this thing lasts for years and years. I talked to the mechanic when I picked it up, and he said, "Oh yeah, I fired it up." So I think the hours are probably just PM hours. Um, I did the math from now to 1972, and this thing has run a little less than 6 hours per year. So to me, that seems like that's probably just the scheduled start and run. But yep, this is the new addition to the farm. Yeah, once I get the Mini X back, I'm going to continue with my project here. I brought a few rocks up and dumped them with the Bobcat. In a prior episode, you might have seen that I was down there grabbing some rocks. There's plenty of rocks around the farm, so we're going to kind of do a natural wall with rocks here. I want to kind of fill in behind it with some peat moss and topsoil and hopefully get some plants and stuff to grow in the voids. I'll probably have to put some kind of soaker hose in there so it puts some moisture in there when it's dry. But this is the this is the plan when I get the Mini X back to get back to work on this. The water line issue, the water meter issue, I should say, um, that kind of hit us off guard. So we had to do that. You know, thank the Lord, the Mini X leak sprung right at the end of that repair. Got it back up to the house, could not figure it out, got it loaded, and took it to Caterpillar. So um, it's been at the dealership for probably 3 weeks. So I look forward to getting that thing back in continuing on. There's always something to do out here. Um, I've just got to kind of focus on what I want to do, kind of see it through to the end. I've cleaned up some of this area behind me in some of the prior episodes, and I would like to have already finished it, but the problem is I don't have enough space on the burn piles for any more. So I've got to wait here to the fall until it cools off a little bit and we get a little bit more rain. It rained yesterday for the first time in a while. Everything's been really, really dry. So I want to finish the wall here and get the dirt pile on the hill, get it moved. I got a place for it over at my son's where we built the retaining wall. I've got an area over there that I can spill waste that dirt. So I want to get that cleaned up and get the kind of the sidewalk. I guess you would say it's going to be pavers and get those in so folks that pull in here they can make their way to the front door along the front of the house. Um, Melody wants me to quit having folks come through the garage. The garage is full of items. It needs to be cleaned out. One of my goals, maybe later on this year, possibly, is to get a building put up. I would like to get a building big enough that I could put the boat, the jet ski, bobcat, excavator, all that kind of stuff, lawnmowers, put them in the shop and open the get the carport open back up so Melody can park her car inside this winter. So that's the goal for that. My truck will not fit in there, uh, which I'm perfectly fine with my truck staying out under the carport. Um, so anyway, yeah, I want some of you folks that know electrical to weigh in and give me your thoughts on the new generator. Also, uh, chime in the comments and let me know what you think I had to pay for this thing. Um, and in a later episode, I'll let you know what I paid for it. I want to figure out first if it's going to suffice my needs, and if it does, I'll go ahead and share uh, what I paid for it. But if not, I'm going to put it back on the market and sell it to someone that could be useful for their needs. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching. Remember, if you like our content, subscribe, share it with your friends. We'll see you on the next one.